just start with a knee bend and a big circle on the right arm. Up and around. Good. Left side, bend, circle, big as we can. Excellent. Now we're going to bend, open the arms. Bend and then just get a stretch across the chest. Bend, just getting everything moving. Last one. Good. Now go wider and pull the ribs from side to side, just mobilizing that lower back. Pull and pull. 4 more. 3, 2. Good. And let's go into side stretch. A little bit of side flexion mobility. Down to the right, down to the left. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Then bring the feet in and let's just do a little walk through the feet, bending the toes back, pressing. Good. So we're moving ankles, knees and hips. 3, 2. Good. Now we're going to squat, bend and then rotate. So arms are going to be in front, right arm opens, bend, left arm opens. Try and keep your pelvis as still as you can, so we're just trying to get that lovely mobility in the spine. So always want to do the warm-up in this class, because I want to add mobility and strength. I like to do that little mobility section first. Now let's circle the arm round and back. Squat, lift, circle looking behind you. 2 more. Last one. Good. Now if you can, hands behind the head. Feet to about hip distance. We're going to lift the right knee and rotate to the right center. Left knee rotate to the left. So we're always rotating towards the leg. That is lifting. And center. Good. Let's go a little bit quicker now. Twist. Twist. And keeping the pelvis still, which I think is easier when you're going towards that bent leg. 1 more each way. Excellent, good. Now let's do a calf raise, but we're going to go into a little turned out position, heels together. Heels up, arms circle around. Arms up. Good. Lifting the heels against body weight only. Good, last one. Up and round. Now arms in front, bend the knees, open to stretch, palms up, squeeze the inner thighs and down. Lift the heels up, lift the arms up, bend and open, push up and down. 2 more, lifting up, open, lift, lower. 1 more time, up, bend those knees, open the arms. Good, now open the arms but take the feet a bit wider. We're going to flex forward and do a big figure of 8 and extend back. So think upper spine flexion and extension. Lovely big figure 8. See if we can go even bigger now with that movement. Forward and back. 4 more. And 3. Really opening that chest. 2 more. So we've done all the movements of the spine. We've done some hip work. We're going to do more kind of movement, obviously, of the joints with resistance. So let's do the first one with our band now. So pick up a band. Remember, if it gets too tough or too easy, just chop and change around. When you like, we're going to put it around the ankles. So just above your ankles. And we're going to just take up a little bit of slack of that band. We're going to do a stepping squat. You can go slightly turned out or parallel, up to you. So we're going to step to the right and squat and then bring it back in. Left. So let's go a little bit quicker. In. Step. So push out into the resistance band. Our arms, can be wherever you like. Out and in. So we're pushing. Feel that work. We're wanting to work with resistance to build strength. So if you don't feel an awful lot of work going on in those hip lateral flexors, go with a stronger band. Going as deep as we can. Good. 1 more each way. Good. Now hold it there. Weight into the left foot. Flex the foot and lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. So the lateral work, but just static on this left leg now. 3, 2, 1. Load your weight onto that right leg, lift the left leg. Up and down, up and down. If you want to balance, try not to let the foot touch the floor. Up, down. Good. Now give the legs a little shake out. We're going to go a little bit more turned out now. So we're going to go wider. Now if you can, hands behind the head again, elbows nice and wide. So we're going to step into a wide squat this time. Wide squat and in. To the left. Wide squat and in. Wide squat and in. Good. Now let's add some waist work. We're going to go into that side squat, over and in. Step it out. Push as wide into that band as you can. Over. Side flexion. Over. Side flexion. 4 more. Hold it there. 3. Really push out into that band. 2 more. Go deeper if you can. Last one. Now hold it there. Arms overhead. Over to the right. So we've got long arms now. More weight onto that waist. Keep a nice deep bend if you can. 4 more. 3, 2. Now hold it up. We're going to lift the heels up and down. So go wider if you can to feel more work with those feet, sorry. And lift. 2 more. You should feel the ankle work. Good. And relax. Well done. Now we're going to take the band around your feet now. So you're kind of standing on it. So this is why I didn't really want to wear trainers today. Take your right heel forward. Now again, I want you to take your arms overhead. Actually, if you've got a spare band, you can either just hold the arms overhead or band around your wrists. So we get a little bit of shoulder work here as well. And we've got the band here. Good. Now I'm going to turn slightly sideways on. We're going to work hip flexors. Pull it up. But those arms are stretching and slightly pulling out on your band. Pull. Pull. So this is tough with the band, but really good strength into those hip flexors. So again, change the bands to challenge you if you need it. Good. Let's go 4 more. Ribs down. 2 more. Good. Give the arms a rest. Change feet now. So we're hooking up the band on that left foot, soft supporting knee, arms up, push out in the band, and we lift. Again, the band on the hands is completely optional. Pull that knee as high to the chest as you can. Now, the stronger your band, the less movement you're going to get, but you'll get more strength work. Last 8. Pull those arms back a little bit further, push out into the band a little bit more if you can. Pull. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Good. Now, if you're using a lighter band on the feet, I would swap it for your stronger band now. But place it just underneath the right foot again, but just one foot this time. Good. So, right leg is forward. I'll turn this way. Right leg forward, left leg back, but we're quite light on this foot, so there's no weight on it particularly. You've got all your weight forward, and we've stretched the bands. Hold it in your fingertips. We're going to hinge. So working that right glute, we're going to come up. Then we're going to bend into a split squat. Hinge, lift, bend as if you're curtsying, or trying to, or not curtsying. Bend like you're being knighted by the queen or the king. Sorry, I keep saying queen still. And lift, down and up. Hinging. So we feel that right glute really working. So we've just got that little bit of resistance, and the stronger the band is, the more resistance you're adding to the glute to lift up. We've already got the body weight. Good. Let's do 2 more, then we'll switch sides. So hopefully we're starting to feel a little bit fatigued in that muscle now. 1 more. Hinge. So this left leg is doing nothing really, but just helping you to balance. Swap legs. Left foot in the band, right foot out. So we're just on the tip of the toe. We're hardly using this leg at all. It's just really to balance you. Hip hinge, flat back. Bend at the hips, squeeze it up. Then bend the knees as if you're trying to get that back knee to the floor. Hinging, lifting, bend, and straighten. So left hip, we should be starting to feel that left glute really working now. Good. Remember, the longer the lever from the joint we're working, the more weight on it. That's why we've got that flat back now. Hinging, down, and lift. Lower. Good. 2 more. Last one. Hinging, lifting. Excellent. Good. Now, take that band now around your ankles. In actual fact, I'd maybe go with your, stay with your stronger one if you can. Just above your ankles now, both sides. You'll need your mat for this one because we're going to squat and walk out into a plank. So just take up a bit of slack of that band. I want you to go as deep into your squat as you can. Deep squat, hands to the floor. Walk out into plank. We're going to tap the right leg outside of the mat and bring it in. Left leg. Then we're going to walk back, come into deep squat, push back up. And again. So squat, walk out into plank, right leg taps, left leg taps. Walk it back, heels down, push up. 2 more. Walk it out into plank, right foot taps out, left foot. Walk it back, heels down, keep the bottom down, then we stand up. 1 more. Forward, right foot taps, left foot taps, back and lift. We're going to stay in that plank this time. This time, instead of tapping out, we're going to squeeze the glutes and lift your right heel to the ceiling. Left heel, or think back of the thigh. So think back of your leggings, your trouser leg, pushing up to the ceiling. Try not to let the hips lift. Up. Good. 4 more. If you need to go into knee plank and just do a leg extension. 2. 1 more. Bring the knees in, have a sit back. Give your arms a quick break. Now slip your band up above your knees now. Try and keep it flat. Hopefully they're not too narrow, the bands. The narrow ones tend to bunch up a little bit. But get it nice and flat, just above your knees. And come into 4-point kneeling. Fire hydrant now. So ribs lifting, head and neck in line, shoulders strong. Right leg out and down. Good. Out. Press. Excellent. Now take it behind you. Push foot to the ceiling. Squeeze the bottom. Push the thigh bone into the band. 4. 3. Good. Now 4 laterally to the side again. Out. 3. 2. Now press it back. Push. Anytime this gets too much, just change to the lighter band, but remember we want that resistance. 2 to the side. 2 back. I'd rather you go strong and then just rest when you need to. Now single, side and back, side and back. Good. Quick sit back to rest out that right glute. Then we'll take it all on the left side. So back up, shoulders strong. Laterally to the side for 4. Left leg now. 3. Sorry, we're 8 to start with. Out. Out. 4 more. Good. So rather you work really strong and just have a little break and then start again when you're ready. Now behind us, push the thigh bone, back of the thigh bone to the ceiling. So we're pushing into the resistance of the band, trying to sink and collapse into that supporting hip. Keep shoulders, arms and ribs working. Now 4 to the side, out. 3. 2. You can get some really strong ones with these bands actually. And back. 3. 2. Now 2 to the left. 2 back. Then we're going for singles. Last 4. Press it back. 3. 2. Last one. Good. Sit back and stretch. I haven't gone massively strong. It's only because I've got to go and do another class almost straight after this. So I want to be able to do it and walk at the same time. Good. Now let's come on into a sitting position And just leave that band there for a moment. Grab your lighter band because we're going to use the arms a little bit here. So I want you to take it around your hands now, a bit like a cat's cradle. So kind of where you've got your thumb sort of just hooking out just this way. Legs out in front of you. So again, our band is just about sort of kind of chest length there as it's looped around. Now we're going to lift those arms up to the ceiling and pull out on that band. Try and keep the elbows to the ears as you go back and lift. We're doing a half roll back, but if you can keep those elbows by the ears, we're adding the weight of the arms. We're pushing out those so we get these lats working. Good. Lower. Stretch up, pull those elbows back in line with this. So this is also improving our range of movement in our shoulders. And feel that spine extending as we come up. Good. Now this time arms are up. As we come down, we sweep it to the right of us. So working obliques now. Sweep it to the left of us. And up. And down. Good. Now if you want to work harder, keep the arms higher as you rotate. So you don't need to sweep them too low if you want harder work. 4 more. Now I want you to stay down on this last one. Down we go. Hold it there. We're going to twist right. Keep pushing out on that band. Twist. Twist. Go back a bit further if you can for more challenge. 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Bicep curl. Straighten it out. I'll turn to the side again. So keep that little curve back. You can feel it gets harder as the arms come towards you. Stretch. In and stretch. Last 2. Keep a tuck under with that lower back. Good. Stretch the arms, reach and stretch. Straighten out your legs. Hold it there. Flex the feet. We're going to lift the right leg. Left leg. So back to hip flexors. Up. Up. 4 more. Stretch. Use those back muscles. 2, 1. Excellent. Now I would maybe swap. Keep your tough one on. Take it down to the ankles again. And come and lie down. And we're going to bring the legs up. Hands behind the head. We're going to go into curl up. As you curl up, I want you to keep pushing into the band. Straighten the legs and down. I think we'll be fine with the heavier one. It's the next part that you might want to switch to the lighter one. It's a little bit like our double leg lowers. We're just pushing away as far as we can keep that imprinted spine. 4 more. Lower. So smaller the back into the mat. Lift head and shoulders off the floor. So we're using gravity for the abs and for the hip flexors, but we're laterally pushing. Good. Now, just quick hug of the knees because we're going to do another set. And then we're going to start to do, they're called flutters. Now they normally just kind of crisscross over each other, but because the band is there, we're going to have to do that just a little bit differently. So curl up and lift. We're going to pull on that band and cross the legs. Right leg over left, left leg, but we're pushing out wider into a straddle. We're in a good curl up position. Good. Then see if you can lower the legs a little bit, but keep that imprint. Oh, mine's starting to ride up the legs. It's yours. 4, 3, 2, last one, and relax. Hug the knees into the chest. Hook the band around the feet now. So it's like it was when we were standing on it. And again, curl up, push the legs away. We're going to pull the right knee in, left knee in. So one leg pushes away, hip flexors working. Pull, pull. Again, imprint that spine. Now let's add rotation. Left shoulder to right knee, right shoulder to left knee. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and relax. Good. Now take the band off the feet for a minute and come into a kneeling position. And we're going to hold, I've forgotten how I wanted to hold it for this one. We're holding it out in front of us initially. So let's go go around the wrists. Around the wrists and hold the arms. Again, we're pushing out a little bit. So we're upright, we're trying not to let this happen. We're squeezing the bottom. Good. Now we're going to push out into the band, then you're going to hinge back and bring the elbows to the ears. We're really lifting and then forward. So you go out, we're adding some arm work. Then we hip hinge and push. Go out, in, hips back, chest towards the thighs. So we push out into the band, sit it back, squeeze the bottom, out, in, back, out, in, elbows lifted by those ears. 2 more, out, in, sit back, sit up, push out. Last one, good. Now take your right leg out to the side of you. So we're on one knee, and again that band is here. Now palms forward, we're going to pull the band down behind our head, up and over, then we're going to go away from that straight leg to the left. So we're going down and lift, over. So feel the waist work, and we're pushing out on that band to get the resistance on the shoulders, pulling down. You're going to feel it a bit in your triceps as well. Behind the head if you can, don't worry if you can't, on top of the head or in front of it. Good, 2 more, pull, stretch, over, 1 more time, down, lift, feel that waist working. The further you go, the more you'll feel it. Let's change sides now. Excellent. Now, slightly different with the arms this time. We're going to go up with the arms as we go over, but then lower down. Palms are going to be down now, and we're going to pull the band back to the chest, elbows bending. Bring it up as you go over, up and down, pull back, up and over, pull it down, back, up and over, lower, pull back. Good, 2 more, over, lower, pull back, squeeze those shoulder blades. 1 more, over, down, pull back. Excellent. Now come onto your front, but you're going to slip the band on the feet around the around the feet first, and then come and lie on your front. So a bit of a tricky one to get into place. Then lie on your hands underneath your head, and we're going to squeeze the right heel to the bottom and press the foot down, then the letter. So we're working against the resistance of the band to hamstring curl and down. Squeeze against that resistance. So we've worked a lot of lunges and squat type movements that kind of predominantly work quads. They do work hamstrings as well, but let's feel it really in those hamstrings now against resistance. 4 more. 3, 2, it can roll up a little bit on this one. Last one. Excellent. Now slip it up above your ankles now. So just kind of use your legs just to get it above your ankles. And then arms are going to stretch out ahead of us. We're going to lift right arm and left leg and down. Chest and head lift as well. So let's use those spiral extensors. Up and down. Using our back muscles, using our glutes against resistance. So this exercise on its own without the band is not great when it comes to glutes, but now we've added some resistance. We've not got a massive percentage of muscle working, but we've still got it working against resistance, so better than not using the band. Good, now both arms and legs lift up, hold, and down. This time we're going to laterally move those legs out to the side, out, in, and down. Lift it all up, hold that back up as we laterally push those legs sideways into the band. Both legs moving. Up, hold, push, in, and down. 2 more, up, press, last one, lift, out, and down. Good, come over onto your back now. Slip the band up above the knees. Now actually you may want to either go even stronger if you've got a stronger one, or double up on your bands, because this one's quite easy I think. So we're above the knees, we're going to do some bridging. I'm going to actually put my other band on because our hips are quite strong. So if you want some real resistance here, because we'll be moving a massive amount, just double up on your band. Feet parallel, hip distance. We're going to push the feet into the floor, squeeze the bottom, lift, push out into the band, in and down. Lift, hold those glutes up as we push out into the band. I'm going to angle myself a bit so you can see a bit better what my legs are doing. So we push up, push out, in and down. Squeeze the bottom, hold, press, and down. Squeeze up, hold, push out, in and down. Lift, out so we get that resistance. Good. Excellent. Now see if you can lift up, hold, knee fold, leg down, hips up, other leg, lift. Now see if you can do it all in one movement now. So we push the left foot into the floor, lift the right knee into the band as we lift and lower. Push the right foot down, lift the left leg up and down. Let's do 4 more like that. Lift and lower. Squeeze the bottom, push up. We're working through one side and the resistance of the band. 2 more, up and down. Last one, lift and lower. Excellent. Now bring the legs up into a straight leg position if you can. Now if you need to bend the knees, it might be too much weight. Arms are going to go really wide into a T position with the palms up. We're slightly pushing into the band and we're going to rock the legs over to the right, pull back to the center, over to the left. So hold that position. We go over and pull back. Rock over and pull back. Good. Over, so feel it in those obliques. Slight lateral push into the band. Good. Over, pull back. Let's do 1 more each way. Last one to the left. Good. Then if you slip your bands off your legs, but just keep one hooked around your right foot, and we'll go into a hamstring stretch. The other leg stretches away. We're using that band just to hold the leg into a nice little hamstring stretch. Just take a couple of deep breaths there as we hold the stretch. Excellent. Then we're going to swap sides. So other foot into the band. Take the right foot out, stretch it away. We're holding that leg up, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings. Just taking a nice deep breath or 2 to feel that lengthening of the muscle. Worked a bit harder into hamstrings actually today. Good, then bend your knee and take the foot out of the band. Hug the legs in, but hold on to the ankles and allow your knees to drop out nice and wide. So we just feel a nice little opening in the inner thighs. If you like, take the hands closer to the knees. You've got a little bit more weight, but make sure we're not forcing that inner thigh stretch. Good. Deep breath in there. Or you can do a seated option if you prefer. Well done, then draw the knees in. Come and sit yourself up. Legs out in front. We're going to bend our right leg. You can do this sitting down, lying down, sorry, if you prefer. Bring the right knee in, sit tall and gently rotate. So of course we start with the mobility, we get the body moving, then we do all the strength work, and then we finish with some flexibility work, which I think mobility and flexibility really kind of go hand in hand, because we need muscles to be flexible to be able to allow joints to move. So they're kind of, sort of combined really, aren't they, the two? And then other side, left leg over, use the right arm. But for me now, I think my kind of thoughts on what my body needs to do has shifted a little bit as I've got older. I've realised that I don't really do enough strength work, which is why I wanted to start this class actually. And I think especially kind of for us women, we're not as strong, and we feel like it's not for us, don't we, strength training? But there's so much evidence out there now to prove that we should be strength training, especially as we're living longer. We think as we get older, I'll keep moving, but I don't need to lift weights. Good. Now bring yourself up to stand. So up through a seated position, up to stand, and take your feet a little bit wider. We're going to step our right leg behind our left leg and take a lovely big stretch, pushing that hip out so we get that stretch all the way through the side. So again, just kind of loosening everything up now, we've strengthened it. Then the left leg behind, breathing into that left side of the rib cage, arm up. Good. And then just allow your knees to soften, arms just swinging as we rotate the spine. 4 more, 3, 2, 1, take a deep breath in, arms up, open across the chest as we come back. Take the right arm across and just take a quick stretch, ear away from shoulder on that right side if you want to go into neck stretch as well, because we worked a little bit with the arms. There was a fair bit of arm work against that resistance of the band, which works just as well as weights. Then the left arm, But of course, yeah, so get yourself some bands. You can get the fabric bands, which I'm not a lover of because they don't really stretch. So I like the sort of the latexy ones really. Give everything a little shake out and good work, well done.